Hello, good morning, students. Good morning to one and all present here in this live session. Okay, students, sorry for the late because due to the network problem and any another technical problem, because day before yesterday, we are facing the same problem. Whenever we want to start the class, suddenly our app, which app we are using for the live class, that is not working. Okay, so suddenly our class schedules is चेंज। और आज भी वही प्रॉब्लम है, आज जैसे स्टार्ट करना चाह रहे थे नेटवर्क बिल्कुल गायब हो गया। तो नेटवर्क गायब मतलब नेटवर्क था फुल बट क्लास स्टार्ट नहीं हो पा रही थी। ठीक है, तो उस चीज के लिए सॉरी। अब हम लोग आगे कंटिन्यू स्टार्ट करते हैं। द न्यू चैप्टर इज कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री। आवर न्यू चैप्टर इज कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री। तो chapter number 11. Okay, here we will learn about the section formula. So maybe all of you know about the coordinate geometry. In our earlier classes we learn about what is the coordinates. Okay, coordinate, you know that if we can write in the form of x and y. Okay, in the form of x and y, where x is known as abscissa and y is known as ordinate. Okay, then the point formed with the help of the abscissa and ordinate is known as coordinate. That is known as coordinate. Okay, and coordinate we can plot in a 4-quadrant system. Okay, in a quadrant, and that quadrant is known as, that system is known as Cartesian form. When you plot a graph, one is a horizontal line, that is x-axis, one is a vertical line, that is y-axis. Okay, and where they are intersecting to each other, that is the point of intersection. Point is O, whose coordinate is 0, 0. And this type of the horizontal line is known as x-axis and the vertical line is known as y-axis, and those are both are intersecting to each other at point at O, that is known as origin. So this is the form of a Cartesian system. Okay, means how many parts in a quadrant? You know that it is divided into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is known as first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Here is the origin, here is x-axis, y-axis. Okay, and all of you know about how can we plot the point. If you have given a point 2, 3, how can you plot this point? You know very well. Okay, so now in this chapter we will start basics of the coordinate geometry. Then after that we will learn the section formula, midpoint formula for the centroid. Okay, then after that we will learn the equation of line. Okay, so now I am starting the first topic of this chapter. If you have given a line point A and B, yeah, P and Q. Okay, point P and this is our point Q. So the line joining point P and Q, and the coordinate of P is 2, 3 and the coordinate of Q is 4, 6. And a point, suppose that a point A which dividing the line PQ in 2 parts. Okay, sometimes it is both parts are equal and sometimes both parts are not equal to each other. Okay, sometimes these 2 parts are equal and sometimes they are not equal to each other. So this type of the formulas, this type of the question we will learn in this chapter. And tell me, but question is here, what will be the coordinate of this point? So how can we derive, how can we calculate the coordinate of this point A? Is this denoted by x and y? Yeah, what is the value of x and what is the value of y here, which dividing the line joining PQ in 2 parts. It may be different, parts may be different and sometimes it may be equal here. Okay, so how can we calculate this type of the questions? So there is some formulas. How can we calculate it? तो देखो सर, first of all draw a quadrant. First of all draw a quadrant here. Okay, this is our quadrant. Okay, मैं थोड़ा सा इसको इधर लेके चलते हैं. X axis, y axis, here is x dash and below y dash. Okay, suppose that a line, its first point is P and second point is Q. Listen this very carefully. Okay, I am deriving one formula. Which formula? A line is PQ whose coordinate, and it is the first quadrant here. Coordinate is always denoted by in the form of x comma y, but here are so many one point, second points are coming. So similarly, single xy we cannot write it. We can denote it the x1 and y1, x1 and y1, and maybe it value 2, 3, 4, 5, any one value. Okay, next second point Q, let its coordinate is x2 and y2. Let the second point Q whose coordinate is x2 and y2, and a point A is here which dividing the line segment PQ in two parts. Okay, a point A who is dividing PQ in two parts, and it is dividing in the two part. तो कुछ रेशियो बनेगा या कुछ पार्ट बनेगा. तो find this part and this part. तो suppose that this part is 2 and this part is 3, means suppose the point A dividing PQ in two parts in two equal to ratios. One ratio is 2, one ratio is 3. The question is, if the total length is 5, so this length is 2 and this length is 3 here. But now this time we have not given the actual length. So suppose that this point is our M1. Suppose that this point is M1 and this is our M2. It means a point A which dividing the straight line segment joining PQ in two equal parts, and in a such ratio M1 and M2. In a such ratio M1 and M2. Now point A lie on the quadrant. So you know that if any point lie on a quadrant, so it have own coordinates. It having its own coordinate. So here also A also have its own coordinate. So what will be the coordinate of the A? So can we suppose that x comma y is the coordinate of A. The coordinate of point A is x comma y. So एक और example लेके देखो. Suppose a line P, his coordinate 3, 4. Another point Q, whose coordinate 7 and 6. Okay. Now a line is crossing another line segment PQ. Okay, and they are intersecting to each other at point is, suppose it is A. The question is, what is our question? And one more thing, it dividing PQ in a such ratio 2:3. It means this is the two part, this is the third part. Okay, the question is, calculate the coordinate of this point. Calculate the coordinate of this point A. Find the coordinate of this point A. Okay, if P is this and Q is this, and it divided in 2:3. So how can we calculate the value of xy? So by using this method we can calculate it. Okay, so एग्जाम के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से फॉर्मूला आपको लर्न होना चाहिए. व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला आई एम कैलकुलेटिंग हियर, बट हाउ कैन वी डिराइव द फॉर्मूला. बहुत सारे बच्चों के क्वेश्चन में माइंड में क्वेश्चन आएगा कि हाउ कैन वी डिराइव दिस वन. तो सो आई एम कैलकुलेटिंग दिस वन, सो यू विल गेट द बेटर अंडरस्टैंडमेंट ऑफ दिस टाइप ऑफ द क्वेश्चन एंड द फॉर्मूलाज. Okay, so now this point is dividing the whole line PQ in the two part. It means it dividing PQ in the two different part, yeah, two section. It dividing it in two section. So formula is known as section formula. So now we will calculate the value of x and y. The main question is, what is the value of A? What is the coordinates of A? How can we calculate its coordinate? P is x1 y1. Suppose Q is x2 y2, and coordinate, we need the coordinate of A. So its value is x and y. And point A dividing the PQ in the two ratios in two part. So first ratio is M1, second ratio is M2. Okay, so now we can do ahead. So now यहां से from a point B draw a perpendicular on x axis which is parallel to y axis. Let this point is B. Let this point is B. Next, from the point A, draw again another perpendicular on x axis. Suppose it intersecting at point C on x axis which is parallel to y axis. Similarly, draw another perpendicular on x axis which is parallel to y axis, and let this point is our D. Let this point is our D. Okay. अब एक चीज बताओ बच्चों, listen here. If the value of this point is 2, 3, if the value of this point is 2, 3, it means x is 2 here, x is 2. So what is the value of x at this point? It is also 2. You know that 2, 3, it means 2 and 3 here. Okay, so similarly the coordinate of this point P is x1 y1, x1 y1. So at this point B, this point is our x1. Okay, next point A. If the value of this point is 3, 4, so x is 3 and y is 4. It means where it intersecting at x axis, that point is 3 here. But now we denoted the coordinate by x and y, so this point is our x. Okay. Now similarly here it is x2. Here also this point is x2 because it is lie on the x axis. Done. Now थोड़ा इसको साइड कर लेते हैं. Point x1 y1. Okay. Next from a point P, okay, draw a perpendicular on y axis. ये भी बोल सकते हैं, या draw a line parallel to x axis. Draw a line parallel to x axis. ऐसे एक आपको लाइन बनानी है which intersecting QD at point E. Which intersecting QD at point E. Next, similarly, draw a parallel line. Draw a line parallel to x axis from a point A, and which intersecting QD at point F. Okay, at point F. Okay, so now here we how many triangles are formed here? So one triangle A, this point. Suppose this point is EFG. Okay, this point is G. So one triangle is this one. Okay, and second triangle is this one. Okay, so now we got the two triangles. So in a triangle, first triangle AGP, and second triangle QFA. Now one thing, this angle is 90 degree. Why this is 90? Because the line PE is parallel to x axis and the line AC is parallel to y axis, and you know that a line x axis and y axis always intersecting to each other at 90 degree here. So similarly, a line which is parallel to y axis and a line parallel to the x axis, so both are intersecting, so they will also making an angle of 90 degree. So the same concept will be applied here. It is also 90 because this line is parallel to y axis and this line is parallel to y axis, so they will meet at a 90 degree right angle. Okay, so these two triangles are formed here, and with the help of the two triangle we can calculate our value of x and y. अच्छा एक चीज बताओ, what is the distance? It is our origin O. Okay, origin O. So the distance of B from O, यहाँ से यहाँ तक की distance कितनी होगी सर? This distance is x1. Let suppose this point here the x is 2. Here x is 2. So the distance between origin and point B, it is also 2. But now point B is denoted by x1. The distance will be x1. Next, the distance between origin and C. यहाँ से यहाँ तक की distance कितनी होगी? x. Suppose C is equal to 4 means point C. This point it is 4 on x axis. So the distance between origin to 4, it is total 4. The distance between origin to C is 4. But now point C it is x. Okay. So the distance between origin to C, it is our x. So tell me what is the distance between BC? Tell me the distance between BC. This total distance is x. This smaller is x1. The remaining distance is x. Bigger is x. So remain x minus x1 is this distance. X minus x1. Clear? Is it clear, sir? Next, similarly tell me what is the distance between CD? What is the distance between CD from here to here? Means origin to D. Total distance is x2. Total distance is x2. And origin to C. Total distance is x. Remaining distance between C and D. It is our x2 minus x. x2 minus x. Any problem? Okay, no, very good. अब एक चीज बताओ. If BC is x minus x1, so here PG also x minus x1. PG also x minus x1 because it's making a rectangle. These two lines are parallel. These two lines are also parallel, and here angles are 90. So this is x1. So here also x minus x1. X minus x1. So this is also x minus x1. It is x2 minus x. So here also this distance also x2 minus x. Any problem up to this part? Any problem up to here? Okay, now these two sides are x minus x1 and x2 minus x. Okay, ठीक है. अब इधर आ जाओ, इस वाले में इधर आ जाओ. यहां से लेकर यहां तक की डिस्टेंस कितनी होगी? व्हाट इज द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन दीस टू पॉइंट? टेल मी फर्स्ट. देखो, दिस पॉइंट इज y2, दिस पॉइंट इज y2. इट मींस फ्रॉम D, अगर यहाँ पे y की वैल्यू 5 है, ये भी 5, मतलब ये 5 है, यहाँ भी 5 होगी, तो 0 to 5 total distance is 5. तो similarly 0 to y2, the distance between D and Q is total y2, and the distance, ये पॉइंट कितना है यहाँ पे? This point is y. तो here also y. This point is also y. So this is also y. So the distance between D to F is total is y, and D to Q is y2. The remaining distance Q और F के बीच की distance कितनी हो गई? It is y2 minus y. y2 minus y. Next, y2 minus y. Next, calculate this distance AG. AG के बीच की distance calculate करो. तो A is y, coordinate is y. It means here this point is y. So 0 to y total distance is y. 0 to y, 0 to this point total distance is y. Okay. Now G is point at this position. Here P is y1. So this line is denoted to y1. So this point is y1. So 0 to y1 distance is y1. So tell me what is the distance between C to A. C to A it is y, and C to G it is y1. The remaining distance AG. Remaining distance AG is y minus y1. This distance is y minus y1. Y minus y1. तो यहाँ पे इसको कहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं? ये डिस्टेंस कितनी हो गई? x2 minus x with the help of this part. Okay, now in a triangle AGP and QFA, listen here, A second is GP, AGP and QFA. Okay, QFA, both triangle AGP similar to triangle QFA. अब similar है तो देखो सर, now this is the new topic. Similarity is new topic in our syllabus. तो after this chapter, your loci, maybe loci, then similarity is starting after this chapter. Okay, so how can we apply the similarity here? So I will explain everything, the basics of the similarity in the chapter of the similarity. Here only the rule of the similarity I am using. कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, क्योंकि एग्जाम में ये नहीं आएगा. एग्जाम में मेन है फॉर्मूला, बट आई एम प्रूविंग दिस, एंड इफ आई वांट टू प्रूव द सिमिलरिटी हियर, तो सो इट विल बी अ टाइम टेकिंग. ओके, तो नाउ आई एम यूजिंग द कांसेप्ट ऑफ सिमिलरिटी. तो लिसन दिस थिंग. इफ द टू ट्रायंगल आर सिमिलर, ओके, इट इज सिमिलर हियर. ओके, क्यों प्रूव हुआ अभी फिलहाल छोड़ दो, हम बाद में सिमिलरिटी में डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे. these two triangle are similar, AGP, small AGP and QFA, these two are similar here. So if the two triangle are similar, one condition is here, if the two triangle are similar, the ratio of the corresponding side, if these two are similar, मतलब एक जैसे लग रहे हैं, तो इसका corresponding side कौन सी होगी? ये होगी जो एक जैसी दिख रही है, perpendicular, this perpendicular base, okay? The ratio of the corresponding side PA upon AQ, PA upon AQ is equal to PG upon AF, PG upon AF is equal to PG upon AF, and last AG upon QF, AG upon QF. This is the condition of the similarity. Listen this thing. When the two triangles are similar, the ratio of the corresponding sides are proportional. Okay, this side, its corresponding side in this triangle is AQ. Base, its corresponding side is this base. Perpendicular, its corresponding side is this perpendicular. So one condition of the similarity. Please learn this property. Otherwise, when we solve the similarity chapter, there we will learn all the basics of the similarity. Okay. If I want to explain here, so it is a time taking. So here is only use. ओके यूज है तो सिर्फ यूज देखते हैं, बाकी डिटेल में बाद में पढ़ेंगे, हमें तो मेन फार्मूला डिराइव करना है, ठीक है। तो नाउ सब्स्टिट्यूट द वैल्यू ऑफ PA व्हाट इज द PA दिस इज M1 अपॉन AQ इट इज M2 इज इक्वल टू PG दिस x minus x1 एंड नेक्स्ट AF this part x2 minus x is equal to AG y minus y1 and upon QF is y2 minus y. This relation is formed here. Okay, this relation is calculated here. Now question is calculate the value of x and y. So first taking these two parts. So M1 taking these two parts. So cross multiply. So M x2 minus x is equal to M2 then x minus x1. Question is calculate the value of x. So how can we calculate the value of this x? So first multiply it. तो कितना हो जाएगा M1, this is M1. Okay, M1 x2 minus M1 x is equal to M2 x minus M2 x1. Okay, now taking x term in a same side, तो कितना हो जाएगा, इसको लेके आ जाओ कहां, इसको ले जाओ उधर और इस नेगेटिव पार्ट उधर निकालो, ये हो जाएगा M1 x2 टेकिंग दिस नेगेटिव पार्ट इज लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, तो प्लस M2 x1. नाउ M2 x एंड दिस पार्ट आल्सो x, तो प्लस M1 x, this x and x taking in a same side, so it is x is common here, so M2 plus M1 या M1 plus M2 is equal to M1 x2 plus M2 x1. Okay, so now note this condition, then after that okay, now what is the value of x is equal to taking this part in the denominator, so M1 x2 plus M2 x1 upon M1 plus M2. This formula is formed here of x, the value of x. So once again I am writing the value of x. So x is equal to M1 x2 plus M2 x1 upon M1 plus M2. This formula is formed here for the value of x. Similarly, from the last relation I note down here, from here जो लास्ट में यहाँ पे लिखा था, वहां से M1 M2 और y वाले रिलेशन को साथ में लेके y की वैल्यू कैलकुलेट करना. तो फाइनली y is equal to M1 y2 plus M2 y1 upon M1 plus M2. This formula will form with the help of the second relation. Now tell me any problem. Now after this I will explain how to learn it. इसके लिए कौन सा शॉर्टकट है जो लर्न कर सके. If any problem तो please tell me. Okay, तो listen here sir. अब देखो main thing. Okay, main thing. What is the value of this point of x? X is equal to, देखो सर ध्यान से सुनो क्या बोल रहा हूं, लिसन इट केयरफुली. एग्जाम में ये चीजें प्रूव करने के लिए नहीं आती हैं. ओके, एग्जाम में प्रूव करने के लिए नहीं आए, बट मेन इज द फॉर्मूला. ओके, इफ यू नो द कंसेप्ट ऑफ दिस लाइन हियर, तो यू विल नॉट फेस एनी टाइप ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम इन आवर बुक. ओके, at the starting of the chapter. I can write the simply the formula here, but the question is arise your on mind, sir how can we derive the formula? बहुत सारे बच्चों के क्वेश्चन में derive arise होगा, तो सो मैंने फॉर्मूला भी प्रूव कर दिया. अब देखो मेनली फॉर्मूला क्या है मेनली. ओके, मेनली मींस the shortcut. How can we remember, how can we memorize this formula on our mind? Okay, तो देखो ध्यान से सुनना. X is equal to, what is the value of X? First write m1 plus m2. First write m1 plus m2. Denominator also m1 plus m2. Any doubt? No, very good. Now this is X, so here we will use the coordinate of the X. If we are calculating value for X, the coordinate of the X will be used here. Okay, how many coordinates are there? x1 and x2. तो m1 is coming here, तो यहाँ पे opposite मतलब x2 आएगा, x1 नहीं आएगा. There will be x2. m2 is here, so x1 will be coming. This is our formula. Now value of y. Similarly, y is equal to m1 plus m2 and upon m1 plus m2. Tell me what will be come here? Y, so y will come, y coordinates will be come here. This is 1 to 2 will become, so 2 opposite आएगा 2. Here also 1. Okay, opposite. So this is the two formulas for the value of x and y. These are the two values for x and y. अब एक बार फिर से ध्यान से सुन लो. Listen it carefully what I am explaining here. Once again, please listen it carefully. Okay, if a line PQ whose coordinate is x1 y1, x2 y2, x2 y2, a line which is passing from the PQ, a line intersecting PQ at point A, which dividing the PQ in the two ratios m1 and m2, in the two part m1 and m2. The question is calculate the value of the coordinate of this point. Question is calculate the value of the coordinate of this point. So this point we can represented by x comma y. So what is the value of x? So x is equal to, अभी मैंने बताया था, m1 plus m2 upon m1 plus m2. Here will be x2, here will be x1. Y is equal to again m1 plus m2 upon m1 plus m2. Y है, so here y2, here y1. So this is the value for this point x and y. This is the value for x and y. Now this point is dividing the whole line in two sections. First section and the second section means part 2 part. So this formula is known as, these two formula is known as section formula. These two formula is known as section formula. So this is the concept of the section formulas. Is it clear, sir? Please tell me first. So I will take 1 or 2 questions based on these formulas. Please tell me it first. Is it clear? Please tell me first, is it clear, sir? Okay, very good, Swati. And rest of the students, please send your response. Okay, very good. So this is the concept of the section formula. Okay, this is the concept of section formula. Now next point, midpoint formula. Next is midpoint formula. Okay, next one is our midpoint formula. If a straight line, a point whose coordinate point is P and Q, whose coordinate is x1 y1, another is x2 y2, a line is passing, a line is intersecting PQ at point ए, एक लाइन ऐसे कोई जा रही है, कैसे भी तिरछे में, ऐसे सैलेंट, कुछ भी हो सकती है, ठीक है, एक लाइन ऐसे जा रही है, तो इट इज इंटरसेक्टिंग PQ at any one point A, okay, at any one point A, which dividing PQ in two equal part, which dividing PQ in two equal part. In the last formula, section formula, the point is not dividing PQ in two equal part, so the value of the formula is different there. Here it is dividing in two equal part, so suppose that, to tell me what is the coordinate, to let the coordinate of this point is xy, okay, and A is dividing PQ in two equal parts. So ratio is M1 and M2. M1 and M2. And if they are dividing in two equal parts, if they are dividing in two equal parts, so M1 is equal to M2. Is it clear? If the total distance is 4, so this part is 2, this part is 2. Okay? Because A is the midpoint here. A is midpoint. So midpoint है, तो section formula. We can use the section formula. What is the value of x? You know that x is equal to M1 x2 plus M2 x1 upon M1 plus M2. So tell me what is the value of y? What is the value of y? अच्छा देखो इसको ध्यान से देखो. If M1 is equal to M2, if M1 is equal to M2, so can you write M1 M2 in the form of the ratio? We can write here M1 take this part in the denominator, M1 upon M2 is equal to, what will be left in the right hand side? Right hand side will be left 1, because we are taking this M2 in the denominator. Yeah, one thing we can say that if the ratio are equal, the value of M1 ratio M2 is equal to 1:1. Is it clear sir? अगर ये 2 है तो M1 ratio M2 is equal to 2 upon 2. So 2 upon 2, it means it is 1 into 1. Yeah, 1:1 is our answer here. Okay, so directly we can say that if 1 and M2, 1 is equal to M2, so that time M1 ratio M2 is equal to 1:1. So find the value of x in this case. So x is equal to, here will be 1, here also 1. Okay, 1 into x2 plus 1 into x1. Here also this part is 1, this is also 1, because M1 M2 is 1:1. So 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So finally x is equal to x1 plus x2 upon 2. Similarly y is equal to y1 plus y2 upon 2. So this is the formula for the midpoint. This is the formula for the midpoint of a point which dividing a line segment PQ in two equal ratios. Okay, these are the value of x and y. So with the help of the x and y, we can calculate the coordinate of this point. We can calculate the coordinate of this point A. Okay, any doubt in this topic? Section formula या division formula? The previous formula is known as section and division one. Now this one is midpoint formula. This one is midpoint formula. Okay. Next, midpoint formula, x is equal to x1 plus x2 upon 2, y is equal to y1 plus y2 upon 2. So now the questions are coming in our exercise. First question, exercise 11a. Exercise 11a, question number first, its first part. First part, 3 part, 4 part are given. All are the very simple one. You can try to add your home. 5, 8, 9, 11. 5, 8, 9, 11. 5, 8 and 9, 11. Question is find the midpoint. Find the midpoint here. So what will be the midpoint? So first of all, write the coordinate. Write the coordinate in the form of x and y. So you will not face any type of the problem when you substitute the value of x and y. Okay, question is find the midpoint. And as you know that midpoint, if this is a line, this point its coordinate is 5, 8, and another line, this coordinate point is 9, 11. So question is find this midpoint. So you know that midpoint is denoted by x, y, and this point, first point is x1, y1, second point is x2, y2. So here we can write down here x1 is equal to x1 is equal to 5. This is x1, this is y1. Sometimes students are make problem that they can write here x1 x2, but this is the wrong. Okay, x1 x2 is wrong. x1 is 5, y1 is equal to 8 here. Now x2 y2. So x2 is equal to 9 and y2 is equal to 11. Question is midpoint. तो midpoint find करना है. तो formula for the x, this point we need here. So x is equal to, what is the value of x? X is equal to midpoint to x1 plus x2 upon 2. Okay, so x is equal to x1 5 and y x2 9 upon 2. X is equal to 5 9, so 14 upon 2. So 14 upon 2 is our 7. This is the value of x. Okay, next for y is equal to y1 plus y2 upon 2. So y is equal to 8 plus 11 upon 2. So y is equal to 8 plus 11. So 19 upon 2. So this is the answer here. So finally you can write one statement: midpoint is equal to, the point is denoted in the form of the Cartesian coordinate system. So first x and y. So x is 7, midpoint x 7 and second y is 19 upon 2. This is the way of solving these questions. Okay, yeah, otherwise one another method, you can use this method also. The midpoint is denoted by x comma y. So first write the coordinate of x. So x is denoted by here x1 plus x2 upon 2 and second is y1 plus y2 upon 2. So substitute the value here: x1 plus x2 5 plus 9 upon 2, this is 7 and y plus y1 upon 2. मतलब डायरेक्ट ऐसा भी लिख सकते हो, इसको ऐसे लिखने की बजाय आप डायरेक्ट ऐसे भी कर सकते हो. ठीक है, y1 plus y2 upon 2, so this is 19 upon 2. Substitute the value and solve it. So this is the way to solving this type of the question. Okay, this is the value of midpoint x and y. Next, question number 2. Now the question number 2 here. Find the midpoint of the side of a triangle A whose vertex is A 1, minus 1, B is 4, minus 1 and C is 4, 3. So this is also very simple. Find the midpoints of the side of a triangle. Sides of a triangle. A triangle whose vertex is ABC. Whose vertex is A, B, C. First of all, write the coordinate 1, minus 1. B is 4, minus 1 and C is 4, 3. Question is find the midpoint of the side of the triangle. Two questions, दो टाइप के क्वेश्चन बनते हैं सर. अभी तो क्वेश्चन क्या है? सिंपल क्वेश्चन इज फाइंड द मिडपॉइंट ऑफ द साइड्स. तो थ्री साइड्स आर हियर 1 2 3. The question is find the midpoint of the side. Let the first midpoint is P, second midpoint is Q and third midpoint is PQR. So first calculate the value of this point P. So you know that how can you calculate the midpoint of this point? If A and B is given here, suppose that these two sides are not given here, we have only AB. So how can you calculate the midpoint here? So by x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So that is the midpoint of P. तो यहाँ से लिख देना midpoint of P is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2 means the value, suppose this part is x comma y, where P is x comma y. तो tell me किसके लिए सॉल्व कर रहे हैं? A और B के लिए. यहाँ देखो, this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. okay, तो x1 is 1 plus x2 is 4 divided by 2 bracket close. y1 is minus 1 plus y2 is minus 1, so plus minus 1 and upon 2. So show the value of the midpoint 5 upon 2 and minus 2 upon 2, so minus 1. The midpoint of this point, the midpoint for the P is 5, 2 and -1 here. Okay, this part is done. Now calculate the midpoint for the q. इसके लिए हमने भी x y ले लिया. ये हो गया आपके पास x1 y1 x1 y1. This is x2 y2. It is your choice. You can take anyone. अगर हम q के लिए midpoint है, you can take this part as x1 y1. This is x2 y2. या x1 y1 you can take this part and x2 y2 that part. Okay. So what is the value of q and r? Please send me your answer in the comment section. What is the midpoint for the q and what is the midpoint for the r? Q midpoint we can calculate with the help of the b and c, and r we can calculate with the help of a and c. It is your choice. You can take x1 y1, yeah, you can take this point as a x1 y1. Okay, so please send me your answer very fast in the comment section. What is the midpoint of for q and r? Please, sir. Please send it fast. What is the value for midpoint of q and r? Utkarsh Kathura, very good. 4 or 4, 8 by 2, 4 and -1. Okay, very good Utkarsh. Ayush Kumar, good morning.
रिप्लाई करना, गुड मॉर्निंग रिप्लाई करने एक क्वेश्चन वो जो फॉर्मूला को दे रहा है इसका वो कहाँ है ये क्वेश्चन एक क्वेश्चन
Okay, very good. तो प्लीज सेंड योर आंसर वेरी फास्ट. अरे बहुत टाइम क्या लग रहा है, देखो यहाँ पे मिड पॉइंट 4 + 4 डिवाइडेड बाय 2 मींस x1 and this is x2. This is x1 y1 x2 y2. तो 4 + 4 डिवाइडेड बाय 2, तो 8 डिवाइडेड बाय 2 मींस 4. -1 + 3 -1 + 3 2 डिवाइडेड बाय 2 1. तो दिस इज द मिड पॉइंट फॉर द q. नाउ r पे आ जाओ. r पे 4 + 1 5/2. Next midpoint 3 + -1 3 - 1 2. 2 divided by 2 1. These are the midpoint. These are the midpoint 5, 2 and 1 is our answer for this question. Okay, okay sir, but you all are very late, so please improve your calculation. Okay, now last question, because time is this is the time of the next class. So now I am taking the last question based on the section formula. These are the question based on the midpoint. Now I am taking the question based on section formula. Okay, question based on section formula. ओके सर, सेक्शन फॉर्मूला कल लेंगे क्योंकि टाइम ज्यादा लगेगा सर, मेरे को लग रहा है. ओके, okay, so I request please complete your question number 1 and 2. 1, 2 and 3. Question number 1, 2 and 3. Please complete the question number 1, 2 and 3, and remaining tomorrow we will learn. Okay, okay. Now thank you for watching, thank you for connecting with us. Okay, once again जो भी 2-3 दिन का डिस्टरबेंस हुआ है उसके लिए सॉरी. और एक चीज और है, एक दो बच्चे सिलेबस के बारे में भी पूछ रहे थे. ओके, सिलेबस के भी पूछ रहे थे. तो देखो सर, 1 चैप्टर इज रिमेनिंग जीएसटी, बिकॉज जीएसटी वो मैंने अपनी तरफ से फुल कराया नहीं है. वो तो बहुत पहले वो ऐसी था, कुछ वो नहीं था, वो आपका सिलेबस के अकॉर्डिंग नहीं था. ठीक है, तो any another day we will learn about the GST. After this coordinate geometry, how many chapters are remaining for the first semester exam? First semester examination के लिए आपके 2 चैप्टर बचे, 3 chapters are remaining. 12 is similar triangle, 13 loci, and then after that circle 3 and 1 GST. And you know that every year, in each year semester exam will start at the and middle of the August, and now we have completed 1 month. We have completed 1 month. Okay, so we can complete our syllabus. Don't worry, don't be panic for the syllabus. Okay, is it clear? कोई दिक्कत? एनी प्रॉब्लम? ओके, किसी की आत्मा को कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं है ना? ठीक है, वेरी गुड, थैंक यू।